Linguistic relativity principle, Sapir-Worf hypothesis. 1. Weak versus strong linguistic relativity. Weak version. This perspective suggests that language influences thought to some extent, shaping habitual cognition. Speakers may perceive and interpret the world through the categories provided by their language, impacting their daily lives. Strong version, linguistic determinism. In contrast, the strong version posits that language determines thought entirely. According to this view, individuals can only think within the confines of their linguistic categories. Therefore, language not only influences but also constrains cognition. 2. Cultural implications. Language and culture connection. Linguistic relativity underscores the intricate relationship between language, culture, and cognition. Different linguistic structures and concepts inherent in languages shape not only how individuals perceive the world but also how they behave within their cultural contexts. Anthropological significance. The principle of linguistic relativity has significant implications across various disciplines, including anthropology, psychology, neurolinguistics, and cognitive science. Understanding how language influences thought is crucial for comprehending cultural diversity and human behavior. 3. Examples and arguments. Hopi language case study. A classic example of linguistic relativity is the comparison between the Hopi language and English. Differences in linguistic structures, such as the treatment of time and categorization of entities, influence how speakers perceive and interpret reality. For instance, the absence of specific time-related terms in the Hopi language shapes the Hopi worldview regarding time. Cultural relativism. Franz Boas's theory of cultural relativism emphasizes that individuals perceive their own culture as superior due to inherent biases. This theory challenges the notion of cultural superiority prevalent in Western thought and highlights the importance of cultural diversity. 4. Worf's contributions. Expanding Sapir's ideas. Benjamin Lee Worf expanded upon Edward Sapir's concepts of linguistic relativity. Worf refined the notion that language shapes thought and behavior, providing more precise guidelines for understanding the interconnectedness of language, thought, and culture. Principle of linguistic relativity. Worf articulated the principle that language not only influences but also shapes cognition and perception. He argued that individuals are bound by the linguistic structures of their native language, which govern how they interpret and articulate their experiences. 5. Critiques and clarifications. Analogy and categorization. One way in which linguistic relativity operates is through the use of analogy. For example, languages with a single word for a variety of objects or experiences may encourage speakers to categorize those referenced similarly. However, it's essential to critically analyze claims associated with linguistic relativity and avoid making sweeping generalizations based on flawed logic or misinformation. Questionable claims. Some assertions attributed to Worf, such as the idea that Eskimos have numerous words for snow, have been debunked. Even if true, such claims do not necessarily prove linguistic determinism but rather highlight linguistic diversity in terminology for specific domains of experience.